everyone. Yes, I'm from the East Coast. I'm from Brooklyn. What's up? How y'all doing and stuff like that? Meanwhile, I don't talk that way. I'm setting myself up here. I understand that Jason, are you the general manager of a Mercedes-Benz dealership? Is that what I hear? Can I get me a new car? Listen, who do I need to talk to? You. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. I also have to thank the one and only Deborah Rosen for inviting me back. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know why I went down that low. I may not be able to get back up again. I know you referred to your flip-flops. It looks like I'm wearing a simple flat. It is, when I tell you it's got, sneaker bottom and cushioning in the bottom, like it's basically a sneaker, so I'm there with you right there. Or do I say tennis shoe here? I'm East Coast, we say sneakers. I'm so delighted. Thank you so much, Naomi Tutu. Thank you for that wonderful wisdom and grandmother wisdom. Incredible. Who here has a grandmother that is prophetic and amazing and rooted like that? Do you have anybody? Clap if you have a grandmama like that. Yes. My grandmother, Kitty Cumbo, passed away when I was young. I was in my teenage years. But she did have, it wasn't some great deep, African proverb that you had to think long and hard. Like, what does she mean? I don't know. My grandmother was very to the point, and her phrase was, it's not how low you fall, it's how high you bounce. Isn't that nice? I was like, I can understand that, grandmother. I can write that down and take that to the bank. I didn't have to think. Maybe she knew I wouldn't be able to get it. Like, it's not how low you fall, Kimberly, it's how high you bounce. Thank you, I got that. So God bless all the grandmothers. God bless all the mothers. God bless the testosterone in the room. Let's say hello to the men in the room. Thank you, very brave. Woohoo! We love the testosterone. We love the testosterone, we do. Speaking of testosterone, it's gonna be that kind of day. Deborah has so graciously invited me back year after year after year, and some of those years I was manless. Some of those years I was Kimless. Have you ever been like just less of yourself? And we're going to talk about that a little bit. And I'm not saying that because I have a husband now, I'm the best me ever, but let's just say it works real nice. I'm a newlywed. It is a year. Our first wedding was a year yesterday. And if you all could just say hi to Reggie. He's watching live stream. Just go, hi, Reggie. Hi, Reggie. Yay, good. I'm a good wife. You got to give them the love. Give them their props. So today I want to talk to you about this what a wonderful day this is that we are about getting inspired and empowered and connected. And I look out in this room with these wonderful faces and you are all soaking this in, and we're all here together today being inspired and being empowered and connecting with each other. In fact, I understand there's a wonderful dessert tray that's happening at 2:30. I'll connect with you over the dessert later on. But I want to give you something else to chew on, no pun intended. I heard a quote not too long ago, this wonderful phrase that says, you don't know what you can do until you do it. You don't know what you can be until you become it. And you don't know what you can have until you have it. And the thing is that we live in this society that is so pressuring us all the time to do, be, have, do, be, have. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? And you have to answer these questions. What are the titles behind your names? The letters behind your name. What do you do? People are judging you and what you do and where you fit in society. What do you do? And what do you be? And I know that is bad grammatical situation right there. But who you be? Who are you? Who are you? And who are you? You know when the people are asking, and who are you? Who are you? And what do you have? So what do you have? How big is your house? How much land do you have? What kind of car do you drive? Jason, of Mercedes-Benz, we're gonna talk. What do you have? That just plays right into my speech. What do you have? And there's so much pressure to do, be, and have. And I love that one of the ladies here on the panel said, I forget who it was like, all this pressure to have it all. And you have to have it all. And I heard someone say you can have it all, but not all at the same time. That takes some of the pressure off. And the other pressure and the pain is the work-life balance, the family and the life and the body and the thing. It all has to, be in balance. And the truth is, I think that puts too much pressure because balance sounds like it needs to be even. And no one said that it had to be even. We just have to find the harmony in it. And I think searching for the harmony or finding the harmony or resting into the harmony is a much less pressured place to be, because then I don't have to be in balance, because I can't do it all. It can't all be done, not all at the same time. But it can be done in a way that's balanced, where you're paying attention to what's really important to you and what really matters to you, and you focus on that and you let that rise. And then when that gets done, then you move on to the next thing and you move on. You give yourself permission and compassion and the space to be your best self always, because I can always be my best self if I'm doing that, if I'm being in harmony. Do you get what I'm saying? Not how low you fall, but how high you bounce. Maybe she said that because I had a big booty and I was about to bounce on my booty. So I want to talk to you about this today, and and how I was able to be all right with finding the balance or finding the best version of me. And by the way, the best version of you is your imperfect, perfect self. I have a friend named Wendy Knox who says, the difference between imperfect and I'm perfect is just an apostrophe. Isn't that good? I wish I had come up with that. It's just an apostrophe. So you could take your apostrophe out and go, I'm perfect as I am. When I was a Girl Scout, do we have former Girl Scouts in the house? I think once a girl, oh yes, hello. Is cookie season over yet? Dang it, it's the good stuff. Now they have a gluten-free one. I'm like, what? The Girl Scouts are fabulous. So when I was Girl Scout, and we had a Girl Scout camp, and let me just give you a little bit of reference a little bit here. I know I came out and I said I'm from Brooklyn, and I was all like that. And, there's this stereotype, especially if you see, women of color who sort of make it to a certain level. It's sort of assumed that, she's a poor ghetto child, and she made it out of the ghetto. Oh, good for her. I'm telling you, I went to private school. I was very fancy. I was a little bit bougie. I had uniforms, and I don't know what that experience is, that thing that, we're all supposed to fit into. And there's nothing wrong with being from the ghetto. That's where I buy my hair. But listen, you gotta go to the hood to get your hair. Don't you judge me. Now they sell it everywhere. What am I talking? I was halfway bougie, like I said. So not only was I a Girl Scout, I went to Girl Scout camp, which was a whole other level. And I remember learning this one summer, and it blew my mind that in Girl Scout camp, they taught us that you are unique. There's no one else on the face of the earth that's just like you. And I'm gonna tell you, it terrified me. It terrified me because I was really weird. I was really goofy. I still am. I felt so different. And all of us, I know now that we all have had times in our lives where we felt different, especially as a child. You felt like you were so completely different from anybody else in the whole wide world. And to hear that I was so unique was not a good thing, because I meant like there was nobody like me. Who was I going to talk to? Who was I going to be able to connect with as life went on? I was a deep thinker as a kid. I was thinking too much. I told you I was extra weird. Somebody was playing with dolls. I was like, oh my God, there's nobody like me. Who's gonna be my friend? I was so worried about this and not understanding that was gonna be where my secret sauce was. You don't know that when you're 10. You're like, oh no, where do I fit in? How do I fit in? And this really it really came to fruition when, or this feeling of really being other. And as Padma says, finding your otherness. Your otherness is where the good stuff lives. I didn't understand that yet. I grew up watching Carol Burnett on TV, Carol Burnett and Lucille Ball, and all these great, Ruth Buzzy, and laughing. And I don't mind dating myself. I'm 54 years young. I don't mind telling y'all how old. And no work yet. Oh, but I will one day. I'm gonna suck it, tuck it, and pluck it. I'm gonna move it all in. I have to walk like this. I'm gonna be so tight. Yes, one day, when the time comes. I'm not judging. But I grew up watching these amazing, funny, glamorous women on TV, and I didn't know quite what it was, but I thought that's kind of what I wanted to do. And And there was a high school in New York called the High School for the Performing Arts. It is known as the Fame High School. Y'all know Fame, the movie? Yes, the big, that I want to live forever, that school. Well, I didn't know how I was going to become Carol Burnett or Lucille Ball or Ruth Buzzy or Lily Tomlin or any of those wonderful, and later on Whoopi Goldberg when she came into my sphere of understanding, like, this is what I want to do. I thought if I go to the High School for the Performing Arts, they'll teach me how to do it. So here I am, 14 years old, and I go down to the school, and you had to audition to get into the school. Can you imagine auditioning to get into high school? And it was serious. These kids were lined up, and these were serious, like Broadway kids, like the sun will come out tomorrow, like those kids. And they were in line, and they were stretching, and me. They were vocalizing, and I was like, who are these people? What are they? They were professional kids, and I was just this kid from Brooklyn who kind of wanted to do that thing I saw on TV. And at the last minute, standing in line, before they called my name, I chickened out. I did. I was like, I don't belong here. And so I went home, and I was like, they're all so good. I'm not as good as them. I don't know what this is. I went home. But somewhere in my little 14-year-old brain, I realized that I needed to be someplace special, mostly because the high school that I was zoned to go to was bad news. They were pretty much stabbing each other every day. It was like, I cannot go to that school. And I knew I wouldn't last because I was super corny, like I was going to be the girl that got beat up all the time. I knew that. I was aware. And so there was a specialized high school, a series of specialized high schools in New York that you could go to. You could take a test to get in, and you had to be really smart, too. And how I got in, I'll never know. But I took this test, and I was accepted into a high school called Brooklyn Technical High School. My friends today are architects and engineers and doctors and, like really smart. And I'm a comedian on stage talking about Girl Scout cookies. But here's the genius of this moment, that here it is, I arrive into this school, into this class of really smart, egghead kind of kids, and here it is, I'm this creative, goofy kid, and I was able to stand out. The name of the school is Brooklyn Technical High School. Because I was a creative, goofy kid, if I had gone to the High School for the Performing Arts, I would have been a small fish in a big pond. No, a big fish in I would have been a fishy pond. I would have been a small fish in a big pond if I had gone to that school. But at a school like Brooklyn Technical High School, I could be the biggest fish of all. I could stand out and be creative and be wonderful and be goofy. I was on the drama class because there were only 3 or 4 kids in there. I could be a student. They were like, who wants to be class president? I was like, I do it. I was class president all 4 years in a row. Telling the truth, but not because I had been, I had policies and programs. I was like, vote for me. Hey, they were like, okay. What I did was I found my voice, I found my uniqueness, I found my secret sauce by just being me. I would actually hike my pants up really high, and I had this little character I would do named Griselda Flynn. I would put M&Ms in my nose and say, vote for me for class president, and they did it because they were really smart, but they were not that smart. And I didn't realize that in this genius move of me chickening out to audition for this other place because I felt so weird and unique, that I would go to this other place where being weird and unique would be encouraged and lifted up. And it was where I found that comedy was the way I would connect in the world, that if I can make you laugh, I gotcha. That's how I connect, that I can be weird and wonderful and connect with you in that way by bringing you in. And if we're laughing together, then we're in love. You get me? You do. And so I encourage you to find, and I think I hazard to guess that most of the people in this room are probably well connected. I hope you're well connected to what your secret sauce is. And if you're not, then go on that quest. That's a quest worth going on. It's a quest worth, a journey worth being on a regular basis to find and celebrate your individuality. And I have some ways I'd like to share with you that will really help you connect with that and be all right with that. And yes, I said be all right. You have to be all right with yourself. So the first thing I'm going to tell you all about, and this is something I learned many, many years later, it's this wonderful exercise called the Friends exercise. And let's say you know who you are, you know who you are, you know who you are in the world. What you should do is ask your friends why they're friends with you. Take 5 friends, take 10 friends, take 20 friends, whatever you want to do. And not like, I want to know what you think of me and why you think of me. What do you think of me? Not that energy. Just the energy, why are you friends with me? What do you like about me? What do you know about me? You will be amazed, delighted, you will cry, you will open, you will go, that's not me, that is me. It will be the most wonderful exercise ever. I have a friend that I've known since high school, since that time. She's an architect now, she's smart. And I asked her, I gave her this exercise. I said, actually, give me 5 words that describe me. And she used, one of the words was naive. And I was like, I'm not naive, I'm in my 40s now. What do you mean? But she remembers us as 14-year-old, 15-year-old girls, and that I was very naive. And now that has translated into being open about the world. So maybe you could say one way it's looking at naive, and that's one perspective. The other perspective is that I have an openness and a freedom and a joie de vivre. So ask your friends why they're your friends. You're going to love it. It's a wonderful way to just sort of ground in that, wow, I am so yummy. If you're having a not so yummy day and you go back and look at that list, you're gonna go, I am yummy, yummy, yummy. The next exercise I wanna give you is what is so great about you? What do you think about you? Here's the thing about life, is that we're always paying attention to what's not working. Like what's not working in our life, like what's the matter. And imagine that on this side of the room, no offense to this side of the room, this is where nothing works. In this side of the room, I am a terrible cook. Thank God my husband can cook. We would starve if it was up to me. We would starve and we would eat lots of frozen food and Girl Scout cookies that I buy tens of boxes of. On this side of the room, nothing is working. Things are just not right. My feet are too flat. My this is too that. My thing is too this. My thing. On this side of the room, I'm fabulous. I'm beautiful. My lashes grow. My teeth are white. I make people laugh. I make people smile. On this side of the room, I'm a horrible singer. I can't sing or I've got no domestic skills. On this side of the room, I can connect in this way. I can hold this microphone and stand in for whatever it is. Find yourself on this side of the room. No offense to y'all. Stay on this side of the room. Where are you magnificent? I have a list that I keep on my mirror in my bathroom, what is magnificent about me, so that once again, when I'm having a yucky day, I can remember what's yummy about me. That's a quick way to go from yucky to yummy. What is magnificent about you, and stay in that space. It really is just about a little bit of perspective. And like I said before, that here I was worried as a young girl that I was going to be weird and unique and nobody's going to like me. And the truth is that was the place where my secret sauce was found. These are ways to find your secret sauce. The other thing I would tell you to do is to identify your biggest struggles. The thing about that is whatever challenges you, whatever stumps you, and how you handle that situation is where you can find your strength. Haven't we all come through something that was really difficult, but on the other side, you were the victor, you were the winner? You know, I look at my crazy ex-husband, and I've forgiven him. I have forgiven my crazy ex-husband, and I've forgiven myself for marrying him. Because I knew. And we're friends now because I knew. So what are your struggles? Embrace them and go, this is how I came through it. I'm still here, and shift the perspective there. The next one is to give yourself compassion. Remind yourself that you're just a decent human being. You're a decent, even with all your flaws on this side of the room. No offense to you. Learning to love yourself and take yourself as you are is a great aid in embracing yourself and embracing others. And every morning, this is the other compassion piece, just love up on yourself. Just wake up in that space of gratitude. You know, those of you who received the bag, you will get in the bag a copy of my gratitude journal. Gratitude was the thing that kept me grounded, that got me back to myself after in my listen, let me go back. Being on a hit television show is phenomenal. Number one, it's a hit TV show. Number one, you get to go to work with Queen Latifah every day. It ain't a bad life. Number three, the free food. Now, don't judge me. It's free and it's plentiful. And then the show ends. And then you have to find yourself again. And then sometimes you're not getting auditions because people remember you as that character for so long. Like, I did such a good job with that character that I'm not getting hired to do other things. And sometimes you spend all your money. I made a lot of money, and I spent it all. The reason why I'm jocking him for a Mercedes-Benz is because I remember driving my SL 500 back to the dealership going, I can't keep this no more. Go ahead. Take the key. Take the key. I'm going to ride this scooter home. Listen, Jason, where's Jason? Jason over there? Jason, I had a personalized license plate on my Mercedes-Benz, and I had tinted windows. So that means whenever you see somebody with tinted windows and a personalized license plate, that means that they want you to know that it's them driving the car, but they don't want you to see them. Like, my personalized license plate was Kimmy Cat. Kimmy Cat. I don't even like cats. I'm allergic to cats. But the car was sleek and needed to be named after a kitty cat. Drove it back to the dealerships. Take the key, take the keys. I've had that experience of, losing it all. I shopped it all away. I've told this story before. I'm trying not to tell the story every year after year. I shopped away all of my money. And I want to say something about the red bottom shoes. Who here, do you love the red bottom shoes? They're wonderful until the red wears off. When you walk, the red wears off like your wallet is bleeding. It does. Unless you can afford them, like, don't go there. Because you'll be like, this is I spent a lot of money for this. All that being said, that the way I found myself again was not another job. And yes, I did episodes of Frasier and other things. I did other things, and it's great. But the way I found myself was being grateful for where I had already been, being grateful for who I already was, and grateful for what was to come. And that's what got me back into my space and back into myself and back into understanding what was really, truly important, and taking those red bottom shoes to the consignment shop. I kept one pair. But the point is that gratitude is the peace, and waking up every day with gratitude, no matter where you are, no matter what's going on, being even grateful for that experience, whatever experience is happening to you, is so important, because that's part of your growth, that's part of your story, that's part of your yummy, part of your not yucky, but into yummy experience. Deborah's waiting for me, okay. The music is not playing. I actually was gonna jam if the music came on. So what I wanted to say to you all today is these are ways to sort of tap into your individuality, your authenticity, your uniqueness, to your secret sauce, to just go ahead and let yourself be where you are, meet yourself where you are. I'm gonna just tell this one little story, this last story that helped me a great deal. I had the opportunity to work with Oprah Winfrey. I did a game show on the Oprah Winfrey Network. It got canceled immediately. It's not my fault. I was sort of the Vanna Black. I was the Vanna Black. And they told us that Oprah was going to be coming to the set to meet everyone and, cheer everyone on. And I got to tell you guys, I spent that weekend before she came that following Monday getting ready for Oprah. And the way you get ready for Oprah, you got to do what you got to do. I prayed, I meditated, I burned candles and incense. I put a dot right there. I was praying and reading all the texts. I wanted to be an empty vessel of joy and light when I met Oprah Winfrey. I just wanted to be there, like, wow. And they said she was coming to the set at 2 o'clock on Monday, and 2 o'clock came and went, and I was already ready. I was ready. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And she didn't show up. I was like, where's Oprah? And 4 o'clock came, and she still wasn't there. 5 o'clock came, she still wasn't there. So I went to get me some of that free food I've been talking about on the set. And where we were standing, they had turned the lights off just to keep the set nice and cool. And all of a sudden, the lights came on, and I realized that the lights had not come on. Oprah had walked into the room. Oh! She carries her own light. It's incredible. I was like, did the light? And it's almost like she doesn't even walk. It's like she floats. Like, she doesn't even, her feet don't even touch the ground. She's Oprah. And I was in such awe that I was now going to meet this amazing woman. And I I just couldn't, nothing came out. All I could manage was, yay! Yay! To Oprah Winfrey, one of the most powerful women and my new boss. That's all I could, yay! And I could tell that Oprah didn't know quite what to do with that. She's met heads of state and amazing people, and I could see her reading me. You know how like you watch these movies like with the alien or the Borg or the robot creature, and they're reading the human being, but you can see the readout from their perspective? That's what she did. She was like, did Kim Coles just say yay to me? Well, is she simple? And I watched her download the response, like I saw her get it, and she was like, I know what to do now, I know what to do, but it was all in here. You know what she did? She looked at me and she said, yay! Oprah met me where I was. And my message to each and every one of you today is meet yourself where you are. You can do, be, and have anything and everything when you just meet yourself where you are. It's not how low you fall, but how high you bounce. I hope you all bounce so high. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you.